Okay, guys. This group of soldiers has been isolated from their squad. Let's see if we can offer them a hand. Or a knife. According to my notes, there's a radio in the little house. When the situation's under control, we'll use a radio to inform headquarters. I'd sure like to find out what's inside those boxes.
Okay, so we've got a couple of different faces this time. We've got our Sapper, who we know already, and we've got our driver, the American guy who likes to drive vehicles and say okie dokie and things like that. And then we've got the Green Beret, who is our big tough Irish guy, who's kind of like the face of these games, who's used in all these sort of publicity. So we have got these two guys here that we need to get rid of. Now, as long as I stay in the dark green, I can't be seen, but if I go into the light green, I can be seen. So I'm just going to knock this guy out. Whoops, I'm going to knock him out, tie him up, and carry him away just before this guy turns around. Now, if I take the uniform and the rifle, I can wear the uniform, and now I can stand in the dark green area, but not the light green area. I think I can take this guy down now next without being seen. And you can either punch and tie up or knife with Green Beret. Those are usually the best ways to silently get rid of someone, and they all tend to look the same in their pants once they're once you've knocked them out and taken their uniforms. Right, now I'm going to stand behind this guy and I'm going to wait for this officer to turn around, and then I can get rid of this guy. Okay, that was nice and quick. So I'm now going to take him out of the way before he turns around, and he's kind of set on a loop, this guy. He seems to call this lieutenant down the steps every few seconds, and then he kind of shouts at him for a while, and then he goes back up. Now for my next trick, I am going to try and get rid of this officer silently. I'm going to put a tied up body in view of him so that he will run over and try and untie him, and at that point I can get rid of the commanding officer. But I need to wait until he turns around again. So what I'm going to do is, okay, he's about to turn around. There we go. I'm going to put this tied up guy there, and now I'm going to run away and just stick against the wall here and wait for him to see him and run over to him. Yep, there it is. He's seen him and he's going to run over, and now I can sneak up on him. So sometimes it pays not to knife these guys, but to actually tie them up, because that way they're more likely to respond. Oh yeah, and when they get untied, they just run away. The guys in their pants just run away and just run off the map. I love that. It's just so strange. Well, I can't fight a war now that I've lost my uniform. Okay, so now I'm going to try and knock out this guy. I hope that... Oh, he's heard me. It's all gone wrong. Okay, well... Oh, it's still definitely gone wrong. Another guy saw me and is running over. Oh well, maybe I can get rid of him as well while I'm here. Yeah, sometimes it pays to punch them instead of knifing them, because sometimes it is useful to have a tied up body rather than a dead body, because they will respond differently to a tied up body. They will run over and try and untie them, and they don't instantly just kick off. They don't just scream and lose their stuff and just start shouting alarm. Sometimes they want to actually untie the body, the tied up guy. Right, so I'm now going to get rid of these guys one by one, hopefully. If I can. He might hear me, actually. Oh, he didn't. Oh, well, that's what happens when you're fighting a very loud war. So, I'm going to take their stuff as well. I can't remember what's in this box. Okay, first aid and food, that's fine. And I'm just going to take all of their uniforms and weapons. Okay, so who have we got left? We've got these guys over by the shed. Now these two guys are next to a barrel, and guess what? Barrels are flammable. So we're going to get rid of them, 2 in 1. That was nice and easy. And now I'm going to... Oh, he's seen me. Okay, that wasn't a good idea. Oh, he was going to use the knife. But this guy's now going to kick off, isn't he? Oh, maybe he isn't. Oh, yes, he is. Well, I'm going to take these guys one by one. And I think there's one more. Yes, there is. Oh, no, he's already been... Oh, he got killed by the bomb as well. How did that happen? Oh, no, maybe he got shot. Maybe he got shot by the Allied soldiers. Okay, now we've got grenades, Molotovs, and smoke bombs, which I could never really figure out those smoke bomb things. Alright, so now we've got to go in the window here, and I'm going to... Can he see me? Like, is he... Okay, I can get rid of him. And I need a key for this door. And I think the officer has that key, and I forgot to pick it up. So I'm just going to check the officer. Yeah, there we go. There are the keys. Okay, so... well, I think I've got rid of them all now, so I'm just going to move my other 2 guys up here. And same with Green Beret. Now our objective, if we check our little list here, we need to obtain the key and contact the allies. That means using the radio, and the allies are the allied soldiers over here who we've sort of come to rescue. So I'm going to use the... I'm going to go in here and use the radio. Oh, there's a bloke in here. Okay, well, not for long.
We have intercepted a transmission. The enemies is fast approaching your position. An enemy tank has received orders to exterminate you. Defend your position and destroy that tank.
Alright, can't get any clearer than that. So, we are now going to... I think there's something in here for Sapper, so I'm just going to... Yeah, there we go. A time bomb and a anti-tank mine. So, we've got those now. So let's come out of here. Come on, Sapper, where are you? Driver. Driver needs to get the Molotovs, which Green Beret has. Sapper is going to get the grenades. Alrighty. Okay, so Sapper, I am going to set a trap with... I'm going to set the anti-tank mine just here. And that way the tank is going to hit it anyway when it comes in. And then I'm going to set my time bomb somewhere here, so that I can use that to get rid of a few soldiers when they run in. And I've now got this button here, which is to kind of like call the invasion once I have got all my men set up, which would make very little sense in the real world, but right here it is a useful way of basically telling the game when you're ready, when you've got all your men set up. So I can now control these allied soldiers, and they're a little bit annoying because they kind of move of their own accord until you control them. But I'm going to set up at least 2 facing each doorway here out of this little field area. Oh, come on, buddy. Don't crawl into him. Yeah, they sometimes have a bit of a life of their own, these guys, but I'm just going to leave... Okay, I'm going to leave at least 2 of them by each field area, each gap in the wall here. Oh, come on, buddy. I think it's because I've got to stand close to them. If I stand closer to them, then I think they kind of respond. There you go. That's what I was trying to do. Alright, so he might as well stay there. They're all covering that door. And then this guy, I'm just going to do the same. I'm just going to face him that way. So our commandos, I am going to stay by the wall. Alright. So I'm just going to do a quick save. And now it is time, probably, to call the invasion. So Sapper is ready. Sapper's got grenades. He's got this button for the time bomb. We're all set up. We've got our anti-tank mine. Alright. We're going to call the invasion and see what happens. So it should be a bunch of men running in. I'm going to wait until a bunch of them are around the bomb, and then I'm going to detonate it, which isn't very nice, but that's what happens. And then I think the tank comes in last. So here we go. And now. We got rid of 4 of them there. Now we've got a sniper here who's a bit of a pain. And we've got a few other guys. I'm just going to keep an eye on them. Oh, now that was annoying. I didn't expect that. They're all facing the wrong way now. This is what happens when they all respond. When one of them gets shot, they all kind of turn around and make it their own business, even though I've tried to kind of set them up to do their own thing. But anyway, I think... there's one guy. There is one guy. There he is. This dude just waiting for a bus over here. Alright, well, Sapper's got grenades, so that's probably going to reach him. Yeah, there you go. And now it is time for the tank. And I think the tank is just going to hit that anti-tank mine, and that will trigger the end of the level. And that will be us done with our training camp, which was a pretty realistic and violent training camp. Okay, tank is done, and that is the end of training camp 2.